There we go, there we go, there we go, go. Hello and welcome to Promenade Française. Promenade Française. So this is amazing. We just reached the halfway mark in our little challenge, which is really awesome. And well, I need to go out for a run like pretty quick. It's already time to go for the run. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do a little three-step process. What we should be doing today is actually starting the next chapter of the book. Unfortunately, I just was a little bit distracted today with a lot of things, and which means that we're supposed to be in leçon 18. Il est comment ta是什么样的? Now, this is really interesting because look, it says alors Fabien, qu'est-ce que tu as fait hier? Ah bien, j'ai fait le magasin. Non, toi? Oui, oui, c'est pour le ski. Je pars à Val d'Isère dimanche. Est-ce, est-ce que tu as acheté alors? Ah bien, j'ai acheté. So, look, it's using a as the past tense and a as past tense. So it's introducing past tense for the first time, which would be a really great reason to study watching because past tense is a serious change to our experience with learning. I'm having a hard enough time with like getting myself to learn conjugation for present tense. Let's take a quick peek at the workbook. All right, now in the first section, you see here it is, chapter 18. Um, there's nothing to do with past tense here. It's just looking at some verbs and something about, some basic vocabulary section. And then boom, we got the conjugation. 把下列动词不定式的和对应的过去分词连起来. So it's saying, for example, comprendre, le participe passé. So it's like whatever that means. What is that? The past participle? Le participe passé, the past participle. I don't even remember what that means in English. A past participle. So comprendre is probably compris. Boire is probably bu. Voir is probably vu. Répondre is répondu. Écrire is probably écrit. And lire is probably lu. And then here, so dit si ces phrases sont au présent ou au passé. So is the verb, is the phrase in the present tense or the past tense? 半段下列句子是现在时还是过去时? Yeah, exactly. We got present tense and past tense. So for me, I'm just looking for that little thing, right? J'ai fait. So there's two verbs in a row. Oh, my little buddy Gordy good. I thought he was going to go for a run. But Gordon, good. Good. Hey? He's hearing some dog outside that he wants to bark at. Put him outside because he was making lots of noise and crying and whining. Thought he would go run around for a while, but then he came back. All right. Okay, so this one is what? Vous avez passé. Ah, vous avez passé. Il fait, vous buvez. Ils ont pris. Esprit, is that a verb? Tu as déjeuner. So I'm looking for that little extra little bit. And then this was the most difficult one where you have to take the sentence and put it into past tense. Now, rather than going full blown into, this is my study buddy. You can see that her answers are, this is the same as what I was saying. So she says acheter is buy, mange, dîner, déjeuner is eating dinner, eating breakfast. Pull, pantalon, chaussures are all types of clothes. Dessert, pizza, pâté are all types of food. Fait de corps, acheter, aimer, faire de magazine. It's all about buying stuff, except for this one, which is like. So I think we basically have the same. Yeah, we got the exact same answers. Question is, what about the second section? So she thinks this one's past tense. I agree. She thinks this one's past tense. I'm not so sure. She thinks this one's past tense. I don't agree. She thinks this is present. Yes. She thinks this is past tense. I'm not sure. And this one is definitely to add déjeuner. This one's definitely past. So she's got 3 past, present, present. And I got 1 past, 3 present, and then a past again. So what do we do? Well, it's real easy. Just going to go here. We're going to say I'm having a competition with a friend. Look at our answers for exercise. Which exercise is it? Exercise 4.3. For exercise 3 only, regarding which the sentences are in the present or past tense. And I'm going to pull over hers, pull over mine, and then do it. So there you go. J'ai fait, that's past. Vous avez passé is also past. Okay, what did I say? So vous avez passé, I did not get that one correct. I agree that hers is correct. Number 3 is present, and she got that one wrong. I got that one right. We both got this one right, and then the last 2 are past. She has one of the last 2 as past. I have one of the last 2 as past, and we have both have different answers. There you go. What? Great. Anyway. Now the last section is here's my answers. Now the thing is, I cheated. So aujourd'hui, hier, je fais les magasins. Je suis allé faire du shopping. What does she say? She says je fais les magasins with a T. She just put j'ai fait with a T. Je fais. She didn't say j'ai. And then she put just okay. Okay, that's way wrong. All right, let's go back to ChatGPT. Okay, so could you print the sentences that both students wrote for answering exercise? What is it? Exercise 5, I guess. Exercise 4. Yeah, this is hers. Yeah, exactly. Je suis allé faire du shopping, j'ai acheté, j'ai mangé, j'ai bu, j'ai pris. Mm-hmm. All right, so what am I noticing? I noticed that acheter. So the way I actually did it was that I kind of cheated. Let's jump into Google Translate. I often take the bus at 6 o'clock. So if we go back, I don't know how many times I go back. Maybe if I jump into the history. Okay, here. So what I actually did was I wrote the original French. Okay, so here I wrote it in French. Aujourd'hui, je fais les magasins, j'ai acheté des vêtements et ce soir, je dîne avec des amis. And then I just click the button. After I click the button, then it translates that sentence back into French. And then I changed it to went, bought, and had. You see, I went shopping, bought clothes last night, and had dinner with friends. And that changes it to the je suis allé faire du shopping, j'ai acheté des vêtements et hier soir j'ai dîné avec des amis. Now I'm curious about what did the sentence look like at the beginning? So it says aujourd'hui je fais FAIS acheter with this one. Oh, okay, we can look at it directly. Good, okay. So it looks like fait, je suis allé, I went, and then j'ai acheté, j'ai acheté, j'ai acheté, j'ai acheté, j'ai acheté, dîne, j'ai dîné, je mange, je mangeais, j'ai mangé, je mange, j'ai mangé, je bois, j'ai bu. Interesting. J'ai pris le bus, je suis rentré, j'ai lu, j'ai écouté. This one is interesting. J'ai dîné. Can you explain which words were used properly in the past tense and really simply explain how to create those past tense sentences? What the heck? Totally has no idea what's going on. Oh, I used the wrong ChatGPT. I have two. Let's call it a helping verb. And then the past participle. Jeez, Gordy is still barking. Gordon, come here. Jeez. Gordy, come here. Gordon. I better leave my door open. So he actually comes into the house instead of just barking like crazy. Anyways, I gotta finish this. So what it means is the past tense actually has the verb, and then also nous avons, tu as. So the first verb you say in the present tense. The helping verb you put in the present tense. And then the second verb, the main verb, is going to be in the past tense. If you use être as a helper, you must agree with the verb gender. Elle est, allait, ils sont partis. You see, so that's why it's like, I don't worry too much about learning the present tense verbs right away, because you're going to run into them again when you have to learn the past tense of those verbs and the past tense of other verbs. So it's going to be like quite a bit of work to learn all these different past tense and present tense and all these verbs and all these conjugations. So rather than freaking out about it, I just realized, like, don't worry. It's going to take a long time to figure this stuff out. You just have to remember all these different combinations. And until you get those combinations correct, it's going to be like difficult. So there you go. You see, I guess you have to figure out what the helper verb is for each of the other verbs. And why do they choose that helper verb? If it's an action or a thing to do, you probably use avoir. If it's going to be somewhere or changing state, it might be être or aller. Dang, what a crazy day. Time to go running. All right, so we're having a challenge, and we had a good time, and we'll talk to you next time.